I discovered a statistic this week that just blew my mind and made me have compassion on parents everywhere, because if this is how parents feel, no wonder they're dreading summer. I found a survey from 2018 that said 75% of parents were ready for their kids to go back to school after only 13 days of summer. That is a far cry from the 2 to 3 months that our kids get each summer. And really, it comes down to that common theme that we've been discussing, that a lot of parents take on the entertainment of their children and trying to keep them busy. Well, today I have a life hack that is honestly going to save your sanity, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Well, hi there. My name is Dawn. If we haven't met before, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, a homeschooling mom, and a Jesus lover. I've been married to my husband for about 16 years, and we have 3 kids between the ages of 10 and 13. My goal on Living by Heart is to help you live an intentional life that inspires you to connect more deeply with God and your family. I have a tip for you, and actually, ironically, this tip has been what has served me during the homeschool year. But it occurred to me that actually it's even better suited for summer when there's less structure and many of us have our kids home full time, which might not be our norm. Now, I'm used to having my kids around all the time, and so we have created sort of a daily flow within our home. My husband also works from home, so there's a lot of people home all the time, and it makes for a lot of fun. And it also means that we have to really have sort of a routine, or a loose flow at least, that we follow when we're at home. What I would like to suggest is something so easy, and it's so cheap, and it will just require a quick trip to the Dollar Tree, or the $1.25 tree right now, and you'll just need one supply. And literally, you're going to buy a spiral bound notebook. You're going to open to the first page, and you are simply going to write down what you want your child to do that day. And I know that doesn't sound very groundbreaking, but there is something magical that happens in the transfer of responsibility. So number one, what I love about this is that it gets it out of your head. As moms, we're constantly thinking about what needs to get done. When you are able to write down for each child something that you want them to accomplish, you can then release it, which is really part of your self-care this summer. We don't want you to carry all of the tasks. We want to be able to transfer the tasks to our kids, and they are more than capable. Your kids are so much more capable than we realize, and we are really showing them and saying to them, hey, I believe you can do this, when we write this down and firmly place it in their laps. That's what I love about these notebooks, is it takes it from your head to their laps, and then they know exactly what's expected of them. I run into a lot of families in my private practice where the kids don't necessarily know what's expected of them. It's unclear, they're not sure, even the parents maybe aren't sure because they haven't taken the time to actually think through what it is that their household needs. So let me give you an example. So if we know that we need the kitchen floors washed every Friday, and we want a clean kitchen floor, and it's usually filthy by Friday, this is an awesome opportunity to say to yourself, whose notebook could I put that on? This is an awesome way for you to lighten your load. You do not need to worry about doing that all yourself. You have a team of helpers perhaps at your house, and if you haven't empowered them this way before, this might be a little foreign to you, and you might worry, well, what if that's not okay? Like, what if hard work isn't okay to do for them? Maybe they're just supposed to be having fun. And this is when we really have to remember how to love our kids well. We're loving our kids well when we give them an opportunity to learn life skills, because they become empowered. So it's a twofer. They become empowered. You become less stressed. You get to have your self-care time. They get to have some life skill time that actually equips them for their future. Because remember, to love them well is to create opportunities that also challenge them and cause them to grow. Because we know that someone who has only had fun and had no responsibility or training or instruction or coaching often doesn't enter adulthood ready to serve, ready to bless, totally equipped with the skills they need. We want to teach our kids life skills and we want to be intentional about it. I want to give you total permission to create a flow for your summer. Now, it's up to you if you want to write these things down on the daily, or if you just want to come up with a general flow that kind of lasts throughout the summer. For us, we are home a lot during the summer, but we also have days where we do fun outings and things. And so I'm not religious about this. But if I know that I'm going to be home like 3 days this week, I'm just going to have that notebook sitting on the kids' desks, or maybe it's on their dresser, and it's going to show them the flow for the day. Some of you might work. So while you're at work, this is what's expected of them. And I really like to lay it out in writing, and then I know that I can go back later and check to see if it's done. I'm going to give you just a little insight into my youngest's list. Now, I decided to just do a summer flow. So what that means is I'm not going to change this each day because I do that every day during the homeschool year, and that's kind of a lot for me. So what I do is I actually just have the things that I want him to make sure to do each day, and it's written down just very clearly. So he's got some cursive he's learning, he's doing some math, he needs some spelling work, and then I want him to read to himself for 10 minutes, so he'll have just some alone reading time. We might do some phonics together, so I put that on there just to remind myself that I want to finish the phonics unit that we're on by the end of the summer. And of course, we're going to do some outside time after that. If we have any academic work that we're doing during the summer, we do that in the morning. My kids like to sleep in now. Hallelujah. It's such a great place to be. So when they sleep in and we're home, they have a little bit of a flow academically, but then it's outside. Get them in nature. Here in Minnesota, we do not have a lot of nice days, and we're in this gorgeous season where all the days are like 75 degrees and the windows are open. It's just beautiful. And I want the kids to enjoy that extra sunlight and extra exercise and all that fresh air. So outside time is probably 2 hours in the afternoon, and then there are certain chores. And my kids, again, because we have sort of a weekly flow with our chores, and maybe you do too, they kind of know what those are each day, but you could also write those out. For example, we pick a day to do laundry, and for us, it's on Wednesdays. And so on Wednesdays, my kids bring their laundry baskets into the laundry room, and they start their laundry, and they run it through all day long, fold it and put it away. And it's just expected that that would be done before dinner. And also practicing piano. We're doing just a few lessons this summer, so I want them to keep their skills fresh. So this is what would be included in some of the chores. Again, the best part about this is now you don't have to remember it. And now you are actually delegating things that are on your mind to your capable kids who are receiving empowerment by learning these life skills. An additional benefit that I love to doing the notebooks is that it actually provides automatic accountability. So you probably noticed that I have a little box next to each one. And so if you have a daily list, they can check that off and you can easily go through and see what they've done. In my case, if my kids do their academic work, they put it on my desk and then I know that it's completed. And we know then that we've crossed that off. So it doesn't necessarily have to be this rules-based, rigid thing. But it can be really helpful if you're gone all day and you have a list out to have a little checkbox next to it so that you can just easily see visually when you get home what has been done and what has yet to be done. I want you to know that you are not being mean to your kids if you give them additional chores, additional responsibility for their summer. Summer is an awesome time. It's a time that definitely deserves rest and relaxation and restoration for our kids, and definitely fun. I'm all about lemonade and ice cream in the summer. And too much unstructured time, I have found, can be the kiss of death for sibling relationships. I love this book called Making Brothers and Sisters Best Friends, and I've read it almost every summer aloud to my kids. And I began to realize, why are we always fighting in the summertime? And I thought, oh, It's all that unstructured time. So we have found a really happy medium with being able to have something to do. So we have these notebooks to always go back to. And then I found that things flow a lot better relationship-wise too, because they're not just together all the time getting on each other's nerves. So this gives them a focus. It helps them to feel useful. It gives them a purpose in summer. And I think it actually makes the fun times even more special. I want to hear if you're going to try this life-changing hack. It is going to totally change your experience this summer. You are going to have sanity and peace. You're going to have such a clean house. It's going to be amazing. And I am here, as always, to empower you and inspire you to live a connected life. So as you do this, as you're teaching your kids how to do the life skills that you set them up for, you are connecting with your family and you're loving them well. If you find this video helpful and would pass it on to another mom, please do so. Be sure to like and subscribe if you find this content valuable. I can't wait to hear how the notebooks change your life.